Hi, Algebra 1. We're going to run through worksheet 2.2 and then we will go and lecture about 2.3. So make sure you have this page out. We're going to read this word problem. So let's read it first before we start doing anything. And it says read each problem and then define the unknown value, then set up an equation for the story to resolve. Remember, sometimes you might be able to just draw a picture and that could help you on the problem. It says Natalie buys groceries at the grocery store. The groceries cost $34 and she gives the cashier a $50 bill. How much change should Natalie get back? So she paid $34. She gave $50. And then how much should she get back? So getting back, that probably should be our X or whatever letter you want to do it. So she went to the grocery store. She basically said, I want to go to the store and I had $50 in my hand, but I know that I'm gonna spend $34 on groceries. So if we subtract 34 from both sides, so that's my equation. So she actually got $16 back. Okay, notice I have it labeled. Okay, that's important. You don't want to miss any points because you forget to put a label. So $16 was cash back. Problem number 2 says Clinton owes $1,000 on his car payment and wants to pay it off in equal amounts for the next 4 months. How much should Clinton pay each month? Okay, so this is how much Clinton owes and wants to pay it off on equal amounts for the next 4 months. Okay, so let's kind of think about this. So there's 4 months. Let's just call these boxes months. And there's going to be the same amount of money paid each month for those 4 months. So there's 4 months. We want to figure out what the payment would be. And there's $1,000 left to do. So let's go ahead and solve this. So let's divide both sides by 4. So 1,000 divided by 4 is 250 each month. $250 each month. There's your problem. Number 3 says Jordan has $20. He wants to buy one movie ticket and still have $12 left. How much does he have? Does each movie ticket cost? Okay. $20 is in Jordan's pocket, wants to buy one movie ticket, and has $12 left. Okay. So, movie ticket, we'll call X. There happens to be $12 that they still have, but it originally had $20. So, if we go ahead and solve this, subtract 12. So, it looks like $8 was the movie ticket. Okay, pretty simple. Number 4 says Lisa has some cookies she wants to share equally with her 4 friends. After sharing, she each friend gets 6 cookies. How many cookies did Lisa have to start with? Okay, so Lisa has some cookies and she wants to share equally with her 4 friends. Okay, so it's Lisa and 4 friends. So you have Lisa and her 4 friends. Okay, after sharing, each friend gets 6 cookies. Okay, so each person had 6 cookies. So think about it. If you're talking about Lisa and her 4 friends, there happens to be 5 people total in this situation. And she said after sharing the cookies, each friend gets 6 cookies. Okay, how many cookies did she start with? Okay, so she's dividing them up amongst her friends. You know, there's 5 people in the room, Lisa and her 4 friends. We're dividing it. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 5. So x equals 30. So she starting point. Okay, so 30 cookies. That was nice of Lisa. All right, we want to solve these. So bring this line, divide each side by 5. So x is equal to 25 divided by 5 is 5. This one, that's a division problem, so I want to multiply both sides by 2. Those cancel. So x is equal to 12. Number 17, this is addition to x, so I'm going to subtract 9 from both sides. This one, we want to get x by itself, and it was subtracting 4, so I'm going to add 4 to both sides. So x equals 26. You could flip that over if you wanted to, but you can leave it like that. This one gives students problems sometimes. So negative x is the same thing as negative 1x. If I divide both sides by negative 1, divide each side by negative 1, those cancel, so x equals negative 17, because 17 over negative 1 is negative 17. This is a division problem, so we want to multiply both sides by negative 3. Those cancel, x equals negative 21. Okay, number 11 says read each problem using the 3 read strategies. Okay, all right, so let's read it first. Sophie is running laps around a track. After 6 days, she has run 24 laps. How many laps did she run each day? So she's running laps. She did 24 laps total. It took her 6 days to do it. How many laps? How many laps did she run each day? Well, you might be able to do it in your head. So she did 6 days of running a certain amount of laps. There was 24 laps total. So if we divide both sides by 6, so it looks like 24 divided by 6 is 4. So 4 laps per day. Number 12. Let's go ahead and read it first. We'll highlight what's important. If 5 families are splitting the cost of a graduation party equally, and each family paid $60, how much was the total graduation? So you have 5 families that are going to pay equal amounts of $60. So they're paying the same equal amount of $60. How much was the party? Okay. So you have to be like, okay, well, I have 5 families. We have some cost here, so they're splitting it equally to all pay $60. So it's a division problem. So you had a total amount divided by 5. So if I multiply by each side times 5, those cancel. The party was $300 total cost. Okay, if you have any other questions, ask your teacher. Let's go to the notes on 2.3. It says solve two-step equations using the inverse operations, check all solutions. Think about it as happening to the variable when evaluating an expression using the order of operations. Given x equals 4, evaluate this. Well, that means I would take this 4 and plug it in. So I'd get 2 times 4 plus 5, which is 8 plus 5, which comes out to 13. Okay, so that's kind of like checking an answer. So look at this. There's 2 steps. We have 2 things we have to do first. Basically, when you're doing 2-step equations, you want to get the letter by itself. You want to add or subtract first, and then divide, multiply, or divide second. So I'm going to subtract 1 first. Those are gone. And that's going to give you 12. And then I'm going to divide both sides by 3. So 12 divided by 3 is 4. Again, if I take a look at this problem, I want to get x by itself, so I'm going to go ahead and add 11 to both sides first. Those cancel. X is equal to 28. Divide each side by 4. X is equal to 7. Number 3, I want to add 6 to both sides. Those cancel. Divide each side by 2. So x is equal to 13. Okay, again, add or subtract first, and then multiply or divide second. Number 4, I want to subtract 7 from both sides first. Those cancel. And then I'm going to multiply both sides by 3. Those cancel, so x is equal to 12. Number 5, I want to get x by itself, so I'm going to go ahead and add 4 first to both sides. Those cancel. X over 2. Negative 7 added to 4 is negative 3. Let's multiply both sides by 2. X is equal to negative 6 because negative 3 times 2. Number 6, I want to get that 3 gone. That's a division, so I'm going to multiply both sides by 3. Let's cancel. I'm then going to go ahead and subtract 5 from both sides. And that's going to give me x equals 1. For the next page, it says, read each problem. Shayna already has some money saved up when her grandmother gave her $20. After that, she decided to spend half the money on sneakers and had $65 at the end of the day. How much did she save before she went shopping? So in this particular problem, she had a certain amount of money, but her grandma gave her 20. Okay. And then says Shana had some money saved up when her grandmother gave her 20. After that, she decided, oh, she spent half. Okay, so she's going to spend half. So you're going to divide by 2. So if we go and start figuring out this problem, those are going to cancel. So I'm going to get x plus 20 is equal to 65 times 2, which is how much? It's 130. Divide or subtract 20 from each side. So our friend already had $110 to start with. So she had $110. Then her grandma gave her the 20 bucks. So looks like she's getting something kind of cool. All right. So why don't you guys work on worksheet 2.3? Next time we have class, we are going to have a quiz over these. So take a look at making sure you know how to do this. But worksheet 2.3 is just looks like 1 and 2 step equations. And then you do have a word problem. Number 13 says, Summerlee won 40 tickets playing a carnival game at Elitch's. Later, she gave 2 tickets to each of her friends. She now has 8 tickets remaining. How many friends did she give tickets to? So go ahead and solve that. Hey, and look at a story problem about me. Mr. Stirrup took 331 students on a field trip for his medical class. They filled 6 school buses and 7 extra students who needed to ride in a separate car. How many students were on the bus? So you can go through those. So try those problems. Okay, ask your teacher if you need help. Have a nice day.